Warning, the following video contains unhinged leftist political takes. Viewer discretion is advised. Dear Diary, it has been 23 days since the frightening thought occurred to me that Solidus Snake might be based. I have refused to confront these thoughts, as the last time people agreed with a megalomaniac politician from this franchise, it resulted in the most insufferable type of media illiteracy conceivable. What's more, as a bleeding heart liberal, I have a certain distaste for former US presidents who try to overthrow the country. But as I analyze his speech more and more, I can't seem to find anything that I strongly disagree with. So is it possible that his methods are the only part where he went too far? And that he may in fact have been the hero of the story? Nothing good has ever come from taking Hideo Kojima seriously, but I'm going to try anyway. The core points that I feel his monologue touches on are legacy and the struggle against oppressive control. So let's take a look at his views on those concepts. Starting with legacy, as a clone without reproductive capabilities, Solidus feels the need to leave his mark on history, as he can't have children to carry on his legacy. That's an understandable fear. It's easy to feel powerless in the wider world, and most people are never going to be remembered except through their children. So having no one to remember who you are can be a strong motivation for you to excel and leave your mark on history. There's just one problem. He's the former president of the United States of America in the digital age. He is incapable of being forgotten. It reminds me of a certain insecure man-child who's the richest man on earth, but still feels like he has to act cool and lie about being good at video games. Solidus's sole motivation of wanting to be remembered comes across as insanity because of what he previously achieved. Quote, "All I want is to be remembered by other people, by history. My brother in Christ, you were the president of one of the most powerful nations on earth. How can that possibly not be enough?" So in terms of motivation, he's a raving lunatic who believes that being head of the world's most powerful military isn't enough of a legacy to leave behind. But in terms of goals is where our alignments begin to coincide, and Kojima's writing becomes eerily prophetic. Solidus's goal is to break the Patriots' control over society and bring true freedom to the digital age, which is an oddly apt comparison for our modern age. To be clear, I don't believe in a shadowy cabal dictating the moves of every world leader on a global stage, but it's pretty clear that billionaires exert their influence over politicians and corporations in order to fill their coffers at the expense of the working class. What's more is that social media algorithms are certainly crafted to show you extreme opposing views, despite it knowing you couldn't disagree further with what's being shown. How else would I get comments like this on a Dragon Age video discussing how the game has a much darker tone than the community is giving it credit for? It's the desire of left-wing society to see the wealthy fall from their ivory towers, and wealth to be distributed fairly instead of being hoarded by a select few. So despite the frankly pathetic motives Solidus has for dismantling the Patriots, his goals are profoundly liberal, and makes him perhaps the only left-wing terrorist I can think of in video games. This point has been belabored to death, but it's insanely creepy how Kojima foresaw all of this in a game from 2001. And then this madman did it again by releasing a game about social isolation 1 month before COVID blighted this earth. This man is a real-life Alan Wake, and just as mentally unstable. So while Solidus's lust to be remembered is insatiable when you consider his previous accomplishments, his goals are undeniably noble, and something I think many people would support, just not his methods. So I initially planned to end this essay with a wishy-washy, inconclusive both sides argument, but then I thought I should delve a little deeper. What's the motivation behind the motivation? It's not that he wants to be remembered just because he can't have children, but because he's a clone of Big Boss, and he doesn't just want to be a clone of someone else. He wants to defy what he was born as and become his own person that he can be proud of and love. And that is when I came to the horrifying realization that he would absolutely be a US president that was a trans ally. And then the equally terrifying realization occurred to me that I can't turn off the comment section of this video lest I be seen a coward. So unfortunately, I have no choice but to declare him as unequivocally based and blindly agree with any and all decisions he makes, no matter the lunacy of them. I'll be back in 2 days. In the meantime, here's a video about why the Cobra unit is Metal Gear Solid's best villain team.